What is up, bros? Josh here. In today's video is all about the tier 9 French cruisers of the St. Louis, and I haven't actually played this ship. This ship specifically, we played other ships on the line. We ranked out in the La Glace, the tier 6, and it was fun using the premium consumable, the new consumable, new as in quotations. What is up, bros? Josh here. Today's video is all about the St. Louis, the tier 9 French cruiser, and showing off how good this ship already was. Actually, it was one of my favorite tier 9 cruisers in the game, and it's an absolute beast. But showing off its new, I can use new pretty lightly, reload consumable. I hadn't played this line in a long time, and if you guys didn't know, the whole line got a, well, I believe it's tier 6 and up, maybe tier 5 and up, got new consumables, which is the reload consumable. And it's actually made this ship even more deadly than it was in the past. And so I hadn't really played it, and I wanted to bring it out. And the first game we played it in, hey, it ended up being fantastic, and it actually kind of almost like a nail biter. So what exactly is the reload consumable? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a consumable that buffs your reload, and by buffing your reload, I mean reducing the reload time by 50%. That's actually pretty significant. This is also the premium version. The only thing that's going to affect it is the amount of charges, so buffing it to 4, I believe that is with Superintendent, as well as lowering the reload time to 80 seconds. I believe it's 120 on the non-premium version. If you can only roll one premium, if you're strapped for credits, I would roll this if you have the ability to. 15 seconds for the time, so it's going to get you 3 salvos, which is fantastic in that short amount of time. So definitely a strong consumable. So right here you can see us shooting against a broadside Yamato. Now this is the normal reload. This is the almost 10-second reload, and still you're able to pump out a decent amount of damage and consistently pump out a lot of salvos, especially with AP. Pretty big salvos, and with also HE. This is something you will be using HE, and both AP and HE depending on situations. But when you use the actual consumable itself, that's when you get that big burst of damage, splitting it in half, getting you down to a sub 5-second reload, which is pretty nuts if you actually think about how much damage you can kind of throw out in that short amount of time, that 15 seconds. I mean, we're talking 20, 30, and if it's against a cruiser, even more than that, potentially a depth strike. So situationally, this thing is fantastic, and definitely can see how effective it can be even against a broadside battleship. But this ship is just an absolute beast. It's actually perfect timing because the tier 9 ranked battles with the arms race mode is coming out. So if you are interested in playing a cruiser, this might be the one for you, just because just how deadly it can be, especially against broadside targets, as well as just bow in target. It's good against everything. It has torpedoes, it has the speed that you want in a cruiser, it has the agility that you want in a cruiser, and if you really need it, it has CVs, or it has AA to fight the CVs off. So in the past, though, these 203s have always been good. The damage has always been good. The AP has always been good. And as you can see right here, we have a broadside Neptune. And boom, we're going to rock and load the the AP, as well as the reload consumable, and get those sub 5-second reloads. And it has the potential of just obliterating cruisers. So as you can see right here, I think he almost, there's 3 Citadels right there. It's just the Citadel farming machine. Our Missouri ends up taking him out, so we don't get the kill. But everywhere you go, it does have a bit of a loftier shell, I would say, so it is going to take a little while to get used to. But with that consumable, my god, if something's going to give you broadside, you're just going to wreck Citadels all day long. Those 203s, I mean, 203 is a big caliber shell, so something giving you broadside, it's going to get obliterated. You'll see that Indianapolis pop up a little bit later and see how much he actually had left. 1 or 2 more salvos, or maybe 1 or 2 more shells would have actually gotten him out of the game. So we started off pretty early and got that early kill on the Neptune, which is really, really good. But you're going to see our other side basically get annihilated without getting many trades. And we're going to have to kind of play a little bit more, I would say, kind of aggressive. The best part about the St. Louis is its ability to, I would say, flank and then recover. The ship is fantastic at bringing back games because of its ability to flex from side to side. Now, the French cruisers, French ships in general, are known as being fast. Obviously, we have the Le Terrible at tier 8. Which is the fastest ship in the game, the premium destroyer, but the battleships are even known for being fast with their speed boost, and especially the cruisers getting in, getting on those flanks, being annoying. And there's the Indianapolis pops back up with only 4,600 life. He was full life before I got my guns on him. So, but still, it is a cruiser, so you do have to be careful. You're not immune to all the damage in the world, but you do have to, and we're trying to catch out that DD if we potentially can. That would have been nice. But here you get to see we've been shooting AP all game, and here's some HE. So this is, again, another situation where this reload booster is fantastic. And what I mean by that is that forcing repairs on battleships and then sticking them with battleships. So what that actually means is what you can do is, we all know that we've played against battleships that get that reload, or get that single fire, repair that single fire, and so they have that entire next repair cooldown to sit on fire. So that's what you can kind of do with this ship, getting fires on them, and, you know, swinging in and out. A lot of people run double rudder module on this for the extra agility. I don't. I just tend to stick with the normal concealment, normal kind of builds, and it tends to just help me with my survivability. But I could see people being a bit more aggressive with these, and obviously it's really tough to hit a cruiser going almost 40 knots, as well as being, if you do have the rudder shift, being very, very agile. So what we're doing is we're always trying to shoot battleships and then get that repair going, and if he does repair, stick it again, and that's where that reload consumable can really work. And what I mean by that is forcing that repair, getting that reload consumable, and or just punishing broadsides as we can right here. It kind of sucks that he doesn't really sit broadside, but this is just where this thing can kind of shine, and either forcing the repair or just punishing with pure alpha damage. Now obviously he didn't stick his broadside, but you can see us switch right back here, and then we're going to want to get those fires back onto him. And right now we're kind of trading okay. We've killed a Neptune, Indianapolis, and Mahan. They've killed Mogami, Fiji, and Mahan. So if you actually look at it, I think we are actually doing better, because we have a radar ship down and a tier 9 cruiser, and they haven't gotten it either. But as you can see on the other side, we have a Bismarck and a Boise pushing the cap against those. Bismarck is almost dead, and they haven't killed either of those ships, so a bit of a bummer. A lot of people ask, though, what type of ammo should I use with this ship? You're going to be using both, and it's purely situational. If things are giving you broadside, that French AP is absolutely nasty, but also the French AG is extremely good as well. Again, kind of follow the same rules for cruisers as you kind of would, and what that means is if something's on fire, use AP, and if it's giving you broadside, obviously. If something is not on fire, then get those fires burning. Now obviously it's going to depend on if something's giving you a broadside, if something is not. Expert loader tends to be fantastic with this, because it will cut the reload in half by switching ammos. Like this would have been a better salvo for AP, obviously, and we're going to try to get that if we can. But right now you can see we're kind of losing map control when it comes to this, and our Missouri didn't want me to have any damage right there, so he's going to get his second dev strike of the game and his third kill. But again, trying to set things on fire. But this is the best part. As you see, our entire team is east of all the caps, so not ideal. And what we want to do is kind of get some control back of this game, and this is kind of the only ship that can really do this. And what I mean is it's the only ship that has the speed to really do this. And popping that speed boost, I run the speed boost module, so the speed boost lasts longer. And I'm saying I'm going to the other side as well as these guys kind of take out those. So if I leave, it's still a 5v4 on this side, and then I'm hoping that things are kind of low. Kind of sucks that our destroyer ends up getting torped by the Tirpitz. We gave him plenty of grief, both in the Discord as well as on stream, because this was all live. So our DD getting killed by a Tirpitz torp, that's actually pretty impressive, because he was full life. So that kind of made the game a little bit tougher, because they still have a destroyer. So we're looking for a couple things rotating back. One, does D or C cap end up getting capped, because then we know where their DD is. And two, we're trying to keep an idea of where that Jean Bart is, because he also has a reload consumable. And two, we're trying to just get control of the map. So we're starting to get some kills over on our east side, which is really, really good. Because I'm still pretty dang healthy. I have a couple heals, I have a couple reload boosters, and there's the Jean Bart. So that's perfect, and the Nelson over there as well. So that's really kind of nice. Both those battleships won't have salvos on us. Both of them won't have angles on us, which is actually what we want. I'm not really scared about the York. I say that now. You're going to see some German AP punish me. But I'm really just trying to find this destroyer. Again, my entire cap or detection is on the cap, and we just now get detected. So if I can get lucky, we'll try to get a torp. But this York is going to bring me to Pound Town really quick. I didn't quite think he would. And this is just German AP, and good on this guy, because that was a bummer. But hey, just letting you know that I too have AP, and mine wins because I have a reload booster. So there's that DPM increase. Pretty much got it out before he can even do anything. And he will end up going down, I think, right here. So there you go. So that's that DPM that you really need. And also we got some information that we know where the destroyer is. So the destroyer is on this cap as well. But good shot by that guy. Had the right ammo loaded. And kind of caught me off guard. So we were actually pretty close on our random torps. I don't know why this kid Akazi, maybe he thought he would just out DPM me. And maybe didn't expect me to know how to aim or what, but he just, you know, he just continued to fire, and then we prayed to the RNG gods, so down he goes. So those are two pretty big kills. Right now, we really don't have to worry about big health ships, which this thing tends to do pretty good. But as you see, we're losing map control, and all the caps aren't the end-all be-all of all the games. They are very important, especially getting late into the game, having fewer and fewer ships, and them still having ships alive that are going to take a while for me to burn down. We have 2 kills, 7 citadels, 6 fires. So again, just got Confederate. Again, you'll be using both HE and AP. Our Missouri goes beast mode and gets a Kraken right there, so that was always awesome. But yeah, our div is kind of doing some carrying right now. But my whole thing is flexing over and getting those caps. We have to stop the bleed. If you ever watch my streams, again, we play all of these games live on twitch.tv/mejash. You'll hear me say the expression, we have to stop the bleed. And what do I mean by that? And boom, there was another fire. Again, the ship is so good. If you guys haven't gone up this line, just a side note to what I was just talking about. If you haven't gone up this line, it's so fun. The French battleship line and the French cruiser line, in my opinion, are some of the most fun lines in the game. And what I mean by that is they're unique, they're different. Are they the strongest? Not really, but they're so much fun. And if you're having fun in this game with a kind of different playstyle, I think that's awesome. Again, we flipped this entire team. We're starting to get some control back, but we have a couple things that will go not our way, and a very passive battleship that actually makes it much closer than it has to be. But again, whenever you hear me say the expression stopping the bleed, I'm talking about points. So it's not so much about capping caps, it's about stopping caps. And what I mean by that is obviously I think it's every 3 seconds, there's a tick depending on how many caps you have. More caps, the more points you get. But see, they've stopped our C cap. We're no longer getting that. So if this game just stayed like this, they'd end up winning because they're 2 caps to our 1. So they would just eventually get double the points. So what do I want to do? I want to get on the flank of them. I'm saving my last reload for this Nelson, and if we can get broadside, we'll just obliterate this guy, because 203s on that Nelson are pretty nuts, but he's stopping our C-cap, so I need to stop. So I'm pretty much stuck just heading straight north. I'm hoping that our Nelson and our Ibuki can go after their Nelson. We got super close on those torps, super close, but I'm hoping that 2 of our guys can take out 1, but our Ibuki wants to donate some Citadels to the enemy team, tries to get torps, because hey, if you are an IGN cruiser, you need to get your torps off. So he's going to ripple fire to success. Nelson doesn't take torps, and this is one thing that was a big bummer. Is our Nelson has 20,000 life, their Nelson has 4,000 life, and our Nelson did not push him. That was so confusing to me. In my opinion, I would have done that any day of the week. Definitely pushed it. Our Nelson even has the heal, but he didn't push him at 4,000. You know, see how much he comes back with. But right now, if this Ibukis can hit super hard. I only have 14,000. I'm out of heals, and we're trying to get this cap. Again, just trying to stop the cap more than anything. But since he stopped, I wanted to save this reload for the Nelson, but he's just going to chill here. So I figured if I can get this kill, this will be fantastic. And we need to not run into this rock. But this is, boom, this is what's going to happen right now with the reload consumable. This is something that the reload consumable brought. They basically got us this kill right here. And he's going to go dark. And there we go. So we did 13 hits. I mean, probably close enough to kill him. And he gets double fire, which is fine. We have a repair. But the thing is, I need this Nelson not to back up and obliterate me, because I have no faith in our Nelson right now because of how passive he's played. So we will get this cap. I'm going to break line of sight with this middle island, but I'm nervous of where their Nelson has gone. Again, I wish our Nelson hadn't played this cautious, because it makes the end of the game way closer than it needed to be. If he would have just pushed that guy, he would have been dead already. I thought he was AFK. and guy in chat, and I wish he would have pushed, because he would have killed that and we would have gotten the information. Again, 20,000 versus 4,000. I don't know if he thought he was going to get obliterated by his, the Nelson takes a lot of frontal sits. Maybe he thought that was going to happen, but now he's not even doing anything. So it's a bit of a bummer there. And actually, our ship was too fast. We almost got out of the cap without actually capping it. So best case scenario and worst case scenario. So we got the third cap, but their Nelson is pushing me. Nelson has very big shells. So, and I'm pleading to our Nelson to move. We bounce some shells, but we know we won't be lucky again. And at least we know our Nelson's actually in the game, so that's good. But you'll see just how much HE damage this will do against Nelson armor. 203s will absolutely just shred them. And boom, like a 6,000 salvo. He does have the mega heals though, so I need to be a little careful. And there's another salvo. If I would have had another reload booster, that would have been perfect. And I think he chunks us right now. Yeah, so we're down to 2K, which sucks. But we're also going to, I mean, if I'm going to go down, I might as well go down swinging, and I'm going to go down with, again, stopping the bleed. Therabuki's probably not going to have too much life. We kind of joked in chat about maybe this being a comeback or a throw with our Nelson just being so passive. But luckily, I believe their Nelson turns towards the other Nelson, and he kind of focuses on him. But we get super lucky right here. 180,000 damage already, 12 fires, 7 citadels, a solo base cap, 2 kills. Our division had 8 kills, and we're just going to kind of work down this Nelson with our 2,000 life. Again, we're going down swinging. I'm just going to not fire, and there we go. Ibuki is chilling there too, and if we can just kind of go dark and kind of just cap it out, that's what we're going to do, and hopefully not take very much damage from that guy. We went dark here, so that's awesome. And our Nelson is going to pop him. So that's basically a GG. Our Nelson just needs to live, and theirs is relatively low. So cap this out. No big deal. Almost 190,000 damage. It's ticking down. 13 fires and 7 citadels. I mean, what else can you ask? This is just... Yeah, and they're kind of making the joke like it's going to end up being a throw. Just me versus the Nelson now. But... I mean, again, we'll just shred this guy. We had a 6K salvo bow on, and I mean, we're just gonna get that. That's not a big deal. So last 1,000 is for me. This is what I worked for. So easy peasy. So if you guys haven't gone up this line, do it. It's so much fun. 13 base defense. I mean, look at that, 190K, and we barely even tried. But that reload booster is an absolute beast. Go try this line. Go try the French battleship line. Especially go try these lines, because they are a big boost to the middle tiers, especially making them a lot better. So the Le Glace at tier 6, the Algeria at tier 7, and even the Charles at tier 8, all the way up to obviously the Henry at tier 10, which has been a very popular ship recently. So go through this line. It's a ton of fun. Obviously, we had a sick game with it, like the first game we tried playing it, since the reload booster has been added. So anyways, guys, just want to kind of show off the ship, how well it can do, and how effective that reload booster can be. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the French cruisers, and if you like the St. Louis, the tier 9. That's it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.